Well, Samuel, I really enjoyed joining you on your Stelo journey. I'm curious, what changes have made the most impact on your glucose spikes?
When I started using Stelo, I was surprised to learn how much my food and drink choices drive my glucose spikes. I have been trying to reduce foods like pizza and pasta because actually seeing what happened to my glucose after eating those foods was really eye-opening. Now, I have a smaller portion of pizza or pasta and include lots of vegetables and some protein. I still see a glucose spike, but it's much smaller, and I still get to enjoy foods that I love. I'm now experimenting to find other foods that don't cause much of a spike at all.
What are some things you want to share with others who are starting out using Stelo?
Using Stelo has given me the power to make significant changes that really help me understand and improve my glucose levels. I've learned so much about how different foods affect my glucose and how different types of activities can bring my glucose down. At first, the news of my type 2 diabetes was upsetting, but I feel more confident now. And because of the changes Stelo has helped me make, I'm excited to find out if my A1C is lower at my next appointment.
Do you have any questions for me?
I've noticed some nights I go to bed seeing my glucose in the green rectangle, and in the early morning hours it increases quite a bit. What does this mean?
This may be the result of hormones that are naturally produced in the early morning hours, which can lead to higher glucose. It's great that you noticed that. It's very common in people with diabetes and prediabetes. It actually has a name. It's called the dawn phenomenon. Since you can see the glucose increase overnight while sleeping, when it wasn't above goal at bedtime, it's not due to your food choices. If this happens often, you should contact my office. There are medications that can help.
A few times when I went out to dinner, I noticed that after my meal, the Stelo app read above 250. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do.
When your glucose is above 250, it may be a good time to make note of the food you recently ate. Watch and see how long your glucose stays above 250. You can try drinking some water or taking a walk. If you're making changes to the food you eat and your physical activity, but your glucose reading is still frequently above 250, please let me know, and together we can discuss a plan.
I've sometimes seen my Stelo app read less than 70. Could this be because I've made several food and activity changes?
If you don't take medication for diabetes, it can be normal for glucose values to be below 70. Your glucose may be less than 70 if you haven't eaten in a while or if you've just exercised. Also, sometimes when you put pressure on your sensor, like when sleeping on your arm, you can get a less than 70 reading. Or sometimes the first day you wear Stelo, you might see low numbers. If you're not having symptoms of low glucose, this is most likely nothing to worry about. If you're taking medication for diabetes, sometimes the changes you make when using Stelo reduce the amount of medication you need over time. If you're having symptoms such as feeling shaky, sweaty, or anxious, then follow the 15-15 rule. Have 15 grams of fast-acting or simple carbohydrates and look again after 15 minutes. Some examples of 15 grams include 4 ounces of juice or regular soda, 6 jelly beans, or 3 to 4 glucose tablets. If you're still having these symptoms 15 minutes later and your glucose is still low, then repeat these steps. If you have symptoms of severe low glucose, confusion, blurry vision, a change in level of consciousness, difficulty speaking, or personality changes, after treating your low glucose, please contact my office right away. Also, if you're frequently less than 70, please let me know before changing or stopping your medication.
The Stelo app let me know that I reach my time in range goal of 70 to 180 more than 90% of the time. Should I do anything differently?
If you're consistently meeting your glucose goals, keep up the good work. You can experiment by choosing a lower target range of 70 to 140, and you can always change your range in settings. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to optimizing glucose. Think through opportunities to continue to learn about your body and how your glucose responds. Stelo can continue to support you throughout your journey. And remember, with Stelo, you're now on your way to better glucose health.